In today's video, we will be heading out on an 8-mile long road. This road is only a single lane wide in some areas, and it's known as one of the scariest drives in Washington. Yes, we are talking about Olympic National Park's own Obstruction Point Road. If this video has you inspired to do this drive, just know that this road is only open from mid-July through October, and that is during optimal conditions. Even during the operating months, they will shut this road down during bad weather. If you have a fear of heights, this road might be a little bit much for you, as it winds its way all the way over to the Obstruction Point trailhead. The good thing is though, that even though an off-road capable vehicle might get better traction here, it is not absolutely necessary, and we did this in a Nissan Altima. As crazy as this road is, its builders actually intended on it being a whole lot longer. It was built way back in the 1940s, and unfortunately after they had put a ton of work in, they realized that they had a bit of a problem. They realized that just after where the dead end is today, that the road was not stable or suitable for vehicle traffic. And that is where the Obstruction Point Road gets its name. One good thing is that the original route did not go completely to waste. If you would like to see what their original plan was, you can still hike the Obstruction Point Deer Park Trail. The trail is very narrow and it's covered in loose shale, but it is much more doable for hikers. Shooting driving videos is challenging. Even though the views are beautiful, we want to keep them interesting. So just in case you've wondered how we get all of these outside of the car shots, here you go.
Go faster! Faster!
V is definitely a trooper. Even though you can bring most vehicles on this road, two things that we highly discourage against bringing are trailers and motorhomes. Not only would it be super sketchy, but it would be nearly impossible to get turned back around. The views that you will get from this road are absolutely stunning. We were visiting in August, and not only did we get these beautiful tree-filled valleys, but as you'll see in just a second, we saw a ton of wildflowers too. If you're into landscape photography or you just really appreciate stunning views, I think that most people will find it worthwhile to make the drive out on this narrow road. In addition to all of the beautiful wildflowers and the snow-capped mountains in the background, we were also lucky enough to spot a tiny marmot. And there's something about animal encounters that always make our day. We weren't able to spend as much time enjoying the scenery as we would have liked to because we were planning on hiking the Badger Valley to Grand Lake Loop. If you're planning on doing that trail, you definitely need to set some time aside for it because it is an absolute beast of a hike. The good thing is that it's pretty easy to find, and as I mentioned before, the road dead ends directly at the trailhead. Just in case you're interested, we have an entire video dedicated to this trail, and you can see it by clicking in the upper corner right now. Be warned, it is a butt kicker, but it is also well worth the effort. As beautiful as the scenery was on the way in, you really need to see it bathed in that sunset light. It adds a whole nother dimension, and then on top of that, the clouds were pouring into the valleys. We didn't want to be stuck driving this road in the dark, but how could you not stop and spend some time here? Luckily, we ended up getting out before it got dark, but we did cut it a little bit close. One thing you definitely need to watch out for on this road are all of the blind corners. It's highly unlikely that anyone would be coming in at this point, but you never know. We finished up our day on Hurricane Ridge with another great shot of the clouds and a couple of deer sightings. All in all, I would say that this is something that is definitely worth adding to your itinerary. But if the drive is a little bit too intense for you, maybe check out Sulduck Falls. You can click on that video in the upper corner right now. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because that really helps out the channel. Feel free to let us know some cool spots to hit on our future trips, and for all the information about the Obstruction Point Drive and other awesome things to do in Washington, head on over to 𝐷ADventurelife.com.